Good morning. Good morning. Good Saturday morning to you, and welcome to Coffee and Conversation with your boy Tay Biz. I am your host for the morning. How's everybody doing today? Go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know how you doing. Good morning. If you got your coffee, go ahead and raise it up. Go ahead and raise up your cup. If we got a little bit of have faith, treasure family, enjoy friends. Let's go. Let's take a sip. I've been drinking coffee for a long time. I have to admit. When I was a young lad, my grandmother used to make coffee all the time, and I had to get a little sneak on. But and they don't tell mama I want a little bit of coffee. You know what I'm saying? And she would give me coffee, and I had it black for the first time straight. I'm like, "Ew." At first it was kind of bad, but after a while, as you get older, your taste buds start exploring things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, again, welcome to Coffee and Conversation with Tay Biz. Just want to shout out to the fellas of the Mailroom Network, JB and Rollo. Appreciate you guys, man, for all that you all do. Definitely wanted to shout out people that we have been in contact with, and doing some good podcasting with Her Village Awaits and other channels as well. So just want to give a shout out to everybody, man. But let's go ahead and dive into the show today. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to explore. And we're gonna keep it all the way live. Shout out to Alicia. Thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Hope you enjoy the show today. Hope you stay for a little bit and enjoy the show with me. Um, Appreciate you so much for tuning in. All of my coffee beans, man. Put a one in the chat and put a one in the comments, man, for me, and let me know that you were here. Um, so yeah, so we have a few things to talk about. Um, you know, lately, one of the biggest things that for some reason has taken the internet by storm for some reason um, is this right here. All right, that is Kanye West. That is Candace Owens, and they're wearing a White Lives Matter T-shirt, and a lot of people have issues with this. We're gonna talk about it this morning. All right, we definitely gonna talk about it this morning. So, why, right? Why would they wear this particular T-shirt? Why would they do this? Right. Well, before we get here, we dissect this. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Um, when you think about White Lives Matter, this shirt, of course, it is in parallel, in conjunction to the Black Lives Matter and the Black Lives Matter movement as we know it to be. Um, when you think about names such as Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, Eric Harris, Philando Castile, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, Yvette Smith, Mike Brown. When you think about all of these names, good morning to you, Sabrina. When you think about these names, the first thing that comes to your mind is uh, unarmed people of color, black people who were shot, killed by police. The Black Lives Matter movement or organization started in response to the fact that George Zimmerman never was incarcerated for the murder of a young man by the name of Trayvon Martin. This movement and this organization was started by three ladies in particular. Here they go: Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opal Tometi. I hope I said it right. Tometi. I hope I said it right. Probably didn't. Trust me. Hey, my name got butchered over my life too, so I'm sorry to butcher your name, man. But these are the women who have started, who, according to their website, radically organized the Black Lives Matter organization. Um, they had a mission to represent the Black community and to represent the injustices that we were receiving from police in particular. And these police officers were white. We're gonna talk about it today, right? And so, ironically, Candace Owens and Kanye West uh, put on the White Lives Matter T-shirt because back then, in the early days of Black Lives Matter, that's all you saw was Black Lives Matter T-shirts. Um, you saw all of the things that are associated with Black people was on a T-shirt. Uh, justice for Trayvon and things of that nature, and all tons of people that I left out, but just to give you a brief idea of the people who were gunned down at the hands of police. All right. Now, there were some promises, there were some agendas that were spoken by these three black radical organizers of the Black Lives Movement or the Black Lives Matters Global Network Foundation is what it's really called. And it's incorporated. It's a nonprofit, but it's an incorporated nonprofit, right? Um, they made promises. They said, "Hey, we are going to, be a part of helping those that have lost loved ones due to, in particular, specifically, white police officers who were gunning down black unarmed people." Specifically, they were saying, that we're going to give money to their families. We're going to give money to, um, all the victims' families. Start a fund for them, and all these different things to help with funeral costs, to help with uh, to do more research and to figure out why black people are getting targeted in these communities. They made promises, right? And then we found out a few things. One of the things we found out, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Let me know what you think about this. All right.
Has just over a month to file required IRS financial reports for 2021. This as questions continue over the group's funding and how it's been spent. Senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse takes a look.
Well, any nonprofit is required every year to submit detailed financial reports, what it raises, where the money goes, and that's what this is about. Black Lives Matter claims it raised $90 million in 2020, but documents filed for that year showed zero coming in, zero going out. Then California temporarily banned BLM from soliciting or distributing charity funds because it failed to file financial reports for 2021, prompting a charity watchdog group to say this, quote, the total lack of transparency and accountability at BLM is alarming. It's incumbent on the Attorney General to launch a full investigation of BLM's finances and governance. BLM filed an extension for 21 and now has until May 15th to submit the required IRS forms, detailing, again, how donor money is spent and where it came from. A recent New York Magazine story reported that an associate of BLM founder Patrisse Cullors bought this mansion in Los Angeles for $5.8 million, then gifted it, records show, days later to a Delaware corporation, hiding the real buyer, which was BLM, which leaked emails show tried to kill the magazine story. Cullors, a self-described Marxist, resigned from BLM last year after being called out for buying several homes. The new mansion in LA, says BLM, will serve as a studio for members. Nonprofit experts, however, say it's important BLM not commingle funds targeted for improving Black lives with personal interests, a question raised last year by activists.
We're also asking for an IRS investigation because people donated, and we have a right to find out where our money was spent.
No response from Cullors. BLM says published reports, however, are wrong but provided no proof. Congressman Darrell Issa is calling for an IRS investigation for what he calls a possible misappropriation of charitable funds. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News.
So that's the news, right? This is not the only time that you saw this type of stuff. They did an entire news report, ABC News. They investigated. Candace Owens is one of the people who investigated on why is it that we love to uh, be naive. We love to act like we don't see what we see. The Black Lives Matter movement organization has clearly taken money. This has been proven, factual, documented, everything. They have taken monies and have not reported any of it, but pop up with mansions and houses and all kind of things. And it's a slap in the face of black people. It's a slap in the face of white people who have also donated. It's a slap in the face for our community, period. So when you see things like this here, right? When you see that, it is saying that the entire movement, this entire phrase was all a joke. It was a scam. It was a marketing tool to get people to give money that they don't necessarily have. They don't necessarily have money to give. That man on that news report was a black man who said, "We have donated monies and we would like to know where our money went to." You know why? Because you are a nonprofit organization. You have to use the money for what you intended it to use it for. Yes, you can put people on payroll if you want to and things of that nature. But buying a $5.8 million house, buying a $6 million mansion, calling it a studio for members, what do you got to do to be a member of any or of anything? You have to pay to be a member. If you want if you want YouTube without ads, you got to pay a premium cost. I think it's like $12.99 a month or something like that. That means you get zero, no ad. It's an ads free. You got to pay for the YouTube TV if you want to get TV, like little cable TV shows and all that kind of stuff. I mean, YouTube got their own thing too. That's like 60 something dollars a month. When you have get HBO Stars, Cinemax, you got to pay a monthly fee for this. If you want to be a member of Comcast or Xfinity and use their Wi-Fi, you got to pay. So who members who paying money, they get access to this mansion studio. It has also been reported from the Martin family, from Floyd's family, that BLM gave them $0. They have given them $0, and everything that they have reported. I'm referring to BLM. Everything that they have reported has been, let's say, manipulated documents. They have manipulated documents so that way it will look like they are doing what they say they're going to do. All of this is what black people, us, we have fallen into, and then we get upset when we see stuff like this. Who cares? We all getting duped is what that's saying. That's what that is saying. That we have eaten the fruit of deception from our own people. No one cares about how we kill each other. There was no Black Lives Matter movement when we kill each other. There's no White Lives Matter movement when they kill each other either. When Billy Bob kills Brandon, there ain't no white folks like, "Oh, we're going to stand for justice. We're going to stop trying to kill each other." Black people kill when Tyrone kills Jerome, we move on with our lives like it doesn't matter. But as soon as a white police officer shoots black people, we have a whole movement. And then we find out that the movement was deceptive. It was a scam. 2020 Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation received $90 million in donations. $90 million. And did not give the money to where they say they was going to give it to. They instead manipulated documents to make it look like they gave some money, only because they were forced to, because they were not being transparent with the IRS in the first place. And when you look on the Black Lives Matter site, they don't specifically state about white police officers gunning down black people. What they do is say Black Lives, the black community. They make it a generalization. But they had a specific agenda, but they generalized what the agenda was. And it has nothing to do specifically with the task at hand. The thumbnail says authenticity versus performance. Can you tell the difference? Now, these people that I named, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, Eric Harris, Philando Castile, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Eric Garner, Mike Brown, Yvette Smith, Sandra Bland, and many, many more. These people are not here. These people have suffered and are not here. And you took the suffering of the families, you took the pain of the families that lost these loved ones. You took that and you monetized it. Oh boy. You monetized it. You made a t-shirt out of it. You made it into a costume like it's Halloween. You appropriated the idea of Black Lives Matter, but you misused the entire agenda. You misused everything. You did it on purpose. You received all this money and did not help anybody that you said you was gonna help. And you still getting money. And then we see this, and all of a sudden it's like they're sellouts. They're Uncle Toms. What if you Google Uncle Tom and get the real history of what that really is? I don't have enough time to go into it today. And then you won't be saying it the way you're saying it. This was a wake-up call. Wake up, black people. Wake up. Stop letting people just use us. They did it on Juneteenth. Look what happened. Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. And guess what? Walmart had Juneteenth napkins and plates and forks monetizing the pain and suffering of black enslavement from back in the day. Oh, but we love to support Woman King movie. But the Dahomey tribe, and when you research the Dahomey tribe, that movie is a lie. Because black people were enslaving their own people. Oh, Black Lives Matter though. To who? Who does Black Lives Matter to? Does it matter to you? Does it matter? No, no one cares. Because if it ain't no money involved, don't nobody care. Now you got all these people, millions of people who have donated to this particular organization, and and blatantly right in front of your face bought mansions, cars, everything, gave it to their family and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, my family was qualified. These are qualified people on the board. Yeah, you got some other people involved. You're paying them very swell. You're not reporting the money, but you want to say that you care about black lives. And the list of names that I just named of all these black people, men and women, you have given them nothing. But you want respect and you want people to champion the Black Lives Matter organization. No, because you are monetizing and commercializing our pain, and it has to stop. And this right here is a joke. It's a troll. It's like, huh, y'all fell for the Black Lives. Y'all fell for it. Okay, let's go White Lives Matter then. At the end of the day, it only can be an individual basis situation. Does the black life matter to you? Does the white life matter to you? Does Hispanic life matter to you? Does a life in general matter to you? We love to commercialize all kind of stuff that means absolutely nothing. It's just a marketing ploy. That's it. A marketing ploy. How can I market someone else's pain? Trayvon Martin, it was a real situation. In response to that situation, in response to the fact that George Zimmerman did not get incarcerated, that's how Black Lives Matter started in 2013. And then on their website, these three radical black women organizers And then come to find out, they have raised millions of dollars. 2020 was 90 million. That was just 1 year. They was been raising. They've raised well over $100 million in actual donations, memberships, and everything they said they was going to do for these families, especially these families that I listed. Everything they said they was going to do, they have not done it. And people want to say Candace Owens is crazy, Kanye West is crazy. Listen, we got to stop. We got to understand what we have to stop looking at things for face value and start looking at it for what it is when it comes to and go a little bit deeper in the way we discern things and people. We cannot categorize everything. Okay? These two people, I listen, Kanye West made he done had history of being a little cuckoo, all that kind of stuff. But there is no way in the world that this man makes the amount of money he makes just because he's cuckoo and he's a sellout and all that. No, 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 no. It's a behind the scenes thing that we don't see. So we just can't categorize something just because we don't understand it. Oh, I don't understand this person, so I'm just gonna call them crazy because I don't understand them. Now you're just being dismissive instead of actually looking deeper into the situation. Again, the thumbnail of the show: authenticity versus performance. Versus performance. The Black Lives Matter movement was a performance for over a decade, almost a decade now. Next year, and we eat it up. Everything that sound good, everything that look good, we just eat it up. We just can't wait. anything that anything that gives us a dopamine hit, we eat it up. We want more of it, more of it. We keep eating up the wrong stuff. We keep we keep we keep falling for all these okey dokes. The White Lives Matter t-shirts because they sold out. They selling out to the white man. No, they're not. They're talking to us. They're telling us, hey, wake up, my people. Wake up. Even the last speech that Dr. Martin Luther King did was a speech of, hey, wake up. Keep going. I got us this far, but it's time for me to go. Now keep going. You're not a victim. That was his message. You're not a victim. Just because we were being mistreated, you're not a victim. Act victorious and not like a victim. And that's what we do all the time. Then we have certain people in position who have a platform, who has some type of celebrity or some type of status or infamous status, whether it be local or national or international, and we eat up everything they say. And they say some of the most offensive things, but we bypass it because it's entertainment instead of it being a real message. It is time for us to upgrade our discernment so that way we won't get duped. Authenticity versus performance. Did they really care? See, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Your actions speak louder than your words. That's even in relationships. When you're in a relationship with someone, you want to know if they're being authentic or if they're just performing or acting like they're being authentic. We have to do a lot better when it comes to discerning people in our lives and discerning what it is that we listen to, the messages that we listen to, whether it be on a political level, a religious level, spiritual level, relationship level, business level, in everything. We gotta look at things deeper than what we do, because people are out to deceive us. It's called television programming for a reason. They're out to deceive us. And when you have people who talk like I'm talking right now, they look at us like we're crazy. They look at us like, man, that ain't it. That you being too deep. You being too deep, Tay. You ain't got to think. That's not what that is, man. I mean, it's really no. It really doesn't matter. It's a real trivial situation. No, that's not trivial. People donating millions of dollars for a particular cause that you said you're going to do is not trivial. We as a collective have to understand how to discern people, and your discernment comes from God. He will that comes that's a gift from God, and he gives you that gift, and it's your job to nurture that gift. When people in your life, nurture it. Okay, how am I supposed to look at this situation? What's the bottom line truth of this situation? And how should I handle myself when I find out what that is? We have to be a lot more careful. You feel me? Well, we're gonna take a little break. Right back. Then we're gonna deep dive into this thumbnail. See y'all in a minute. All right, all right. Welcome back to Coffee and Conversation with Tay Biz. You just saw the promo trailer for the Mailroom show that comes on every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and on Facebook. We do have our YouTube channel. We do have that information. All right. So please follow us on IG at Mailroom View. At Mailroom View. Follow us on IG. We're building up that page. We're gonna have some content on it, especially coming into the new year. And then also, if you have any content that you want us to go over, please feel free to email us at the mailroom313 at yahoo.com. Again, that's the mailroom313 at yahoo.com. Also, we have our own YouTube channel, the Mailroom Network. If you can copy this link right here that you see, or you jot it down. But if not, just go to YouTube and type in the Mailroom Network, all caps, um, and you will see us come through. You will see our logo, and you can subscribe to the channel. And feel free to check out our content, man. We've been doing this for a while now. This is episode number 12, I believe we're doing tomorrow. This today is episode number 7 of Coffee and Conversation. So we do have Coffee and Conversation. We do have the Mailroom Show. And please tune into the Mailroom Show, man. We be having some fun. We be going over some good stuff. All right. So please feel free. But just wanted to let everybody know about that. And hopefully we will see you all in the near future in the comments and things of that nature when we do our live shows. All right. So let's keep it moving. All right. So not too long ago, I think earlier this year, there was a situation with a woman by the name of Kim Burrell. She is to be honest with you, world-renowned singer. Real talk. Um, she is definitely someone who is prominent in the church world, in particular the Apostolic Charismatic Church. just to give you a brief reminder, real quick. So I want to kind of build because she was recently on the Tamron Hall show, and I didn't see the entire show, but I did get a clip of it. I wanted to share that clip. Um, Again, we're talking about authenticity versus performance. All right, now I want you to peep this clip again. I don't know if a lot of people saw this or not. I mean, it went viral for a hot little second. Um, but what's happening now is that she, finally having an interview with Tamara Hall. I think the interview aired like about maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. But this is just an example of what we're talking about today when it comes to authenticity versus performance, how to tell the difference, right? So I want y'all to check this out. You let me know if this is authentic, if she's authentically talking about God or doing her thing or whatever, or this is performance right here. All right. So I want y'all to see this real quick. All right.
To choose up, find you some value. You know, sometimes before we get friends, we have to do an interview. How long have you been broke? How many times have you changed your name on your light bill? How many of your bills in your little cousin's name? Do you live in a trailer home or a house? You know, you understand. And it's not about status or material things. It's just about choices. You know, life is different now. And, you know, we are at church. Thank God we're here.
She said it's not about status or material things, but it's about choices. Listen, man, this is ridiculous. Listen, I mean, oh my goodness. Thank you, B. Good morning to you. Happy Saturday to you as well. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. I mean, really, it's not about status and all that, but it's about choices, right? Okay. I want her to keep that same energy. Here we go.
Here, those of us who walk in by faith without a mask and no vaccine. And so we honor the Lord. God is good. I respect all of the men of God here and respect you. Can y'all clap so I don't feel strange right about now? Hopefully, we'll get a chance to meet each other when y'all invite me to come to your church. I'm not as expensive as I seem. Um, and so I don't know. Maybe you got a little left over from your PPP loan. Prayer, praise, and power. You understand? Amen. Isn't the Lord great? Amen. Amen.
All right, I had enough of that. But you get the idea. This is what went viral for a hot second. All right. And then a lot of people didn't like that. They wasn't feeling that from old Kim. Now, that was the video that went viral. It's like again, um, this is the problem. See, I was having this conversation last night. The charismatic church deals with a lot of performing. Okay, this I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is this is the church at one point. The church was a staple. It was a fortress. It was a citadel for the community. You know what I'm saying? And now it has turned into a clown show. That is a clown show. What we just saw. She was there to sing. Okay, let's be. I'm gonna keep it a buck. She was there to sing. She wasn't there to do all of that. She was there to minister in song. And before she started ministering in song, she started being real condescending, real highfalutin, sarcastic. She used humor and sarcasm as a way to make people feel like that whatever is going on in their personal lives, is based on their choice. Now, listen, by that standard, true. Excuse me. By that, it's true. But perform. But you're in a sanctuary where you are ministering unto God, and you are. This is a corporate time where we all can gather together and just give God worship and praise, right? Through song. But when your church is not fashioned in that way, then you're gonna have people like her, this lady over here. Wait, this way. This lady over here talking about PPP loans and calling it prayer, praise, and power. It's like that is just that's just it's uncalled for. It's unnecessary, right? And so, but in her mind, she about to just minister and bring the house down, and it's like something is not right with this. Now, because she got all this flack and it started popping off all over the internet and all over these other churches and stuff like that, they didn't want nothing to do with her because she was bringing too much negativity with that whole thing. They didn't want nothing to do with her. So now she started apologizing. And my man Mike Freeman, man, he's a pastor as well. And I'm telling you, watch the damage control that they're going to try to do here. Just watch. Take a look at this.
Just that alone, taking the responsibility with such a gift and such talent as a Kim Burrell. We all love her, but we are not going to tolerate anyone speaking to us any type of way. And that has to be adjusted with me or anyone else.
Is she meeting with a publicist?
Consultation with her and I. She has allowed me to point out what I have felt to be out of character and inappropriate. The best part about it, she's received every part of what I have shared.
Moving forward, will you be speaking?
You said she's just like, yes, I have. I have received all the advice you done gave me, Mike Freeman. This is just damage control. You have like that's like stabbing me. You see, I'm bleeding to death. Then the same person that stabbed me, want to make sure that I bleed to death, so they want to cover up my wound. And then when the police show up, they're like, I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened? You stabbed me. Go ahead, man. Let's keep looking. Let's keep going.
At the church? And if so, what will be done differently at the church? And if so, what
every part of what I have shared.
Moving forward, will you be speaking at the church? And if so, what will be done differently?
I am submitted to the call that is on my life. So with engagement, someone's invitation or no, I am sure that I'll have to do this again because it is my calling to do. And my first consideration is from a conversation that me and Pastor had. And Pastor asked me, he said, have you considered that it's a possibility that you were irresponsible at any moment? And I said, yes, sir. I was. Because the result of what I got showed that I had to have been, because it caused offense.
Well, we don't shoot our wounded soldiers.
Let me tell you something. This again, we talking about authenticity versus performance. Now she is pretending to be authentic now. Ma'am, you have been acting this way for years. Okay? Kim Burrell, well, it used to be Kim Burrell Wiley, but she's not married anymore, so it's just Kim Burrell. Okay. You've been doing this for years. You have been playing this game for years. This is what they've been doing. Playing this game. Playing this game. Look, watch this. I'm about to show y'all another one. Watch this. Because I'm done with this part. We over it. Here we go. Let's get to the mid. This is recent. This is like, what was it? It was aired in September or something. It's like maybe a couple weeks ago. Now, again, she's still got them same ridiculous glasses on. You know, I mean, it's what are you doing? Why do we have to be so ridiculous and so over the top all the time? Why we gotta be extra? We, us, my peoples. Why we have to be so extra? Modesty is not there. Where is the modesty? This is ridiculous. Authenticity versus performance. Is she being authentic, or is she performing? Let's find out.
Okay, so some of the audience not laughing, some are. That was the reaction at the
Now, just to give a context to this, the audience just saw. This is the beginning of the show. The audience just saw the whole clip about PPP loan, prayer, praise, and power. You understand what I'm saying? And we honor the Lord. We honor the Lord. What? Let's continue.
church. Some people laughed, some people didn't. Social media, these were some of the comments, Kim. And this is why people don't go to church. There was no Jesus in this. How are you going to preach the word and put people down at the same time? That's not righteous. How do you feel now?
How do I feel now?
Today.
I feel great because my intent to what I was speaking to first, thank you for allowing me to come on and asking me to come on.
Of course.
And taking into consideration that there's always more than one side. There's a jargon that happens in church that the charismatic Black church, there's a lingo.
Did you hear what she said? She's telling you right now. Listen, we about to break this down, man. She's letting you know right now. This is what we do. There's a jargon. Jargon, Jargon, jargon. There's a jargon. There's a lingo that happens. Now, she said in the charismatic Black church. In the charismatic Black church, there is a lingo, there's jargon. Listen, she's not lying about that. That right here, she's not lying about. It is a jargon. There is a certain way that charismatic Black churches speak and talk to each other. What's up, Doc? Oh man, what's going on, Doc? Everybody calling each other Doc. Like, you're not a doctor, first of all. And this Doc thing is just jargon lingo, right? The whole presentation of what she did at that other church, that presentation that she gave is something that has been happening for years. For years, people have taken the charismatic Black church and turned it into a clown show. She was clowning. And see, now when you clowning and stuff, now you can't hide anymore because we have internet, we have the World Wide Web, www. We have all these things now. Everything goes viral. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is private. You see what I'm saying? So she can't get away with this. So she's like, okay, let me put y'all up on game. Because some people, like, they don't come from that world. Some people real straightforward with you, like, yo, I didn't come to church to play around. I really came to, like, get my life together. You know what I'm saying? I need to hear something because I'm not doing a good job with myself. So you go to church. You go to the church and then you hear stuff like what she was doing. Y'all, prayer, praise, and PPP loan. Do you have your bills in your little cousin name? Yeah. How long have you been broke? And somebody out there is really needing some help. And you up there clowning, acting a fool. And then on the other interview that we just saw with her and Mike Freeman apologizing, he gonna say, have you ever considered the fact that you were possibly irresponsible with the way you were? She wasn't thinking about being irresponsible. She was doing what they've always done. And we are the ones that have to discern if it's really from God or if it's just performance. And what she was doing was performance. It had nothing to do with God. But then you want to throw in there, oh, but we honor the Lord today after you done clowned everybody. But it's true. People do have their bills and their little cousin name. But man, look. And what they got to do with the church setting? What they got to do with the fact that she's there to sing spiritual songs unto the Lord? What does that have to do with anything? That is and when the Tamron Hall read the comments like, yo, this is the reason why people don't go to church. Yeah, they don't go to church because of this type of rhetoric. Buffoonery. You up there clowning when you're supposed to be ministering. But see, again, authenticity versus performance. Which one is it? Was that authentically an appropriate way of presenting, ministering in song? No, it's performance, and she just admitted to it. Listen to what she said. She said, "There's a jargon, there's a lingo." Listen to it. Watch. I'm gonna play it again. Watch.
There's a jargon that happens in church, that the charismatic Black church, there's a lingo, and certain things we say that we fully understand, which it almost feels like when you see those cameras in church now, it's an intrusion upon that, because for those who don't understand it, they're going to misinterpret what it means.
For those of them that bring cameras in the church, they're going to misconstrue what we really normally do. Like, we're just being clowns. And so we normally be clowning like this. And I mean, people are not going to understand why we're clowning like this because they're not from the charismatic Black church. Paul in the Bible wrote, he said that I became all things to all men so I may gain one. So I may gain one. He was talking about gaining a soul. He said, Paul said, I became all things to all men. In other words, I was very versatile. I was able to adapt. I was able to relate in all areas so I could gain something. What do I want to gain? I want to gain someone. I want their lives to become better. I want to gain some. I don't want to clown around. We're talking about people who have been arrested, who have been martyred, it's the same thing with the Black Lives Matter that we talked about earlier. There are people who have been martyred, who have been in jail, in prison, who were beaten to death, lynched, all that kind of stuff. And you're going to use Black Lives Matter as a Halloween costume and not actually be on the purpose of what it was really for, but you're going to manipulate documents to make it seem like you doing your purpose, but you're not. Same way with this lady. Your forefathers went to jail, got martyred, exiled from their own countries because they were speaking up for the Bible, and all of a sudden you want to clown around. And then we eat it up. She's just said the charismatic Black church. We eat it up. It's Thanksgiving dinner every Sunday. We just eat up all this clownery and buffoonery and want to call it God. We want to call it God. We want to cloak it with God. You want to cloak all this craziness with God and say this is something that people don't understand, because they don't understand it because it ain't supposed to be implemented in the first place. Let's roll. We almost done.
Means I've been in church too long, because for those who don't understand it, they're going to misinterpret what it means. I've been in church too long. I've held on to my faith too long to deliberately hurt people. I'm not in any.
Uh-oh. I've been in my held on to my faith too long. Look, this self-loathing crazy. I have held on to my faith too long. I have been in the church too long to deliberately hurt somebody. You are lying, ma'am. Flat out. You are lying. You've been hurting people's feelings for a long time. Some of the stuff I know personally. I've known some people, I'm not saying no names, but I know some people who have been around this woman before on like a touring level. And they're like, man, she is one mean cookie, bruh. Very highfalutin, very high up there. Deliberately hurt somebody. Boy. And see, this is the difference between authenticity and performing. She's still performing. She's still performing. Even through her apology, she's performing. Even through this interview with Tamron Hall, she's performing. I've been in church too long to deliberately hurt somebody. There's a lingo, there's a jargon in our church, in the charismatic black church. Okay. All right, here we go.
Stand it, they're going to misinterpret what it means. I've been in church too long. I've held on to my faith too long to deliberately hurt people. I'm not in any way mentally, spiritually, physically challenged to the degree that I have to choose people to be mean to. So overall, when you have more than one person giving their opinion about one other person, the majority probably is going to win. A lot of people get on the bandwagon.
Oh no. We're not about to be you about to play the victim Olympics? She is not about to play victim Olympics on here. Most of the time when majority rules. I mean, so if there's a group of people saying things about one person, then the group of people are going to always win. So, you're gonna play victim Olympics, and then right after that, say something slick. Listen to this.
One person giving their opinion about one other person, the majority probably is going to win. A lot of people get on the bandwagon. And so when you're
A lot of people get on the bandwagon. Yo, she clowning. And she's talking to look at her face. She is looking at the audience like y'all too. Y'all on the bandwagon too. A lot of people gonna be on the bandwagon because they don't understand the clownery that we do, that we have accepted for too long in the first place. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. She got her nerve, yo. She said we on the bandwagon, y'all. We don't understand. Oh, listen, I understand more than you think, my baby. Let's continue real quick. We almost done.
you ask me, how do I feel? Do you mean about my words now or about how it made people feel?
About your words now.
I feel the same way I felt that night. My intentions were pure. I was making an analogy. Actually, I was honoring the pastor about being there. And I was making an analogy about his personality. I just didn't.
She is backtracking like, she is moonwalking like Michael Jackson, yo. This lady is moonwalking. What? I was actually making an analogy. I was honoring the pastor. I was talking about the pastor. No. See, here we go performing again. Now she giving you a bunch of word salad. Now she about to give us a bunch of word salad because she can't take accountability for what happened. And again, people who listen to this will be like, okay, it's okay, it's all right. No, it's not all right. It's not all right for you to be playing with people. In a setting like that, that's not the time for that. That's not the time for that. Then her attitude is so like nonchalant, like, oh, come on, guys, come on, you're overreacting now. Hey, look. You guys were overreacting. Take a look at this, man.
Actually, I was honoring the pastor about being there. And I was making an analogy about his personality. I just didn't word it to whereas they would understand it.
Were you riffing? Was that ad-libbed? Or did you know you were going to say that when you went on the...
It was completely ad-libbed.
Yeah. Were you riffing? Was that ad-libbed?
Look at her face. Look at her face.
Or did you know you were going to say that when you...
She said B word. If you don't B word, I know you didn't just ask me that. Was it ad-libbed or was it scripted? You know why she asked that? Tamara Hall is smart. She asked that because it looked like a performance. And again, we have to discern authenticity versus performance. All right, I'm done with this, man. I'm done with this, man. Ladies and gentlemen, all I want to say is this. We have to use our discernment in all aspects. Okay? And in this aspect of what we're talking about today, it's very serious situations. The authenticity and performance between Black Lives Matter organization and the authenticity and performance in the charismatic Black church is no difference. It's no difference. And see, everybody want to move the goalposts and be like, "Oh, it was just jargon and lingo." I mean, Black Lives Matter. I mean, we've done a lot of things for the community. Nah, you manipulated some stuff and you didn't do what you said you was gonna do, my baby. And we want to give people a pass all the time. And look, at the end of the day, no, you can't. It's using righteous judgment is okay. Judging people because you don't understand them is not okay. But when you make a righteous judgment, or when you make a judgment that is correct, you know a tree by the fruit it bears. If a tree is giving me apples, that is an apple tree. That is an apple tree. It's the same way it's going. All of this is authenticity versus performance. It's all you have to discern the difference. That's what the Black Lives Matter, we figured that out. Even with this lady right here, the Black Charismatic Church figured that out. Even with this gender war, some people are non-binary, some people are all that kind of stuff. It's authenticity versus performance. What fruit do I see off this tree? If it's peaches, then it's a peach tree. Stop trying to gaslight me like I don't know what I'm looking at. And that's what people try to do in our lives. They try to gaslight us and make us think that what we're looking at is not what it is. But yes, it is. That's why we fall into these dead-end relationships, because you're not seeing things for what they are. You're not discerning it properly. All you care about is how it make you feel. It's not about just making you feel good. These relationships that we get into, these dead end ones. No, it's about choosing the right thing. What's authentic and what's performance in a person? Is a person being authentic with me, or are they performing? Are they putting on the show? We have to learn how to do this, to discern the difference. So that way we make better choices. That's how we choices, by discerning correctly and understanding that, hey, if this person, if they're never in my life again, then okay, I'm gonna live on. I'm gonna move on. Yes, it's gonna hurt. Breakups hurt, but it's not the end of your life. It's a lesson to be learned for you. They have to deal with themselves on their own, but you have to deal with yourself every day. And whatever you decide to do in your life, it's going to be on you. So can you tell the difference? Can you tell the difference when someone is playing with you, being authentic? Can you tell that difference? And hopefully, you learned the lesson from the previous situation. When you went through what you went through before, hey, can I still maintain who I am, even in the midst of someone else's demise and someone else's gaslighting? Can I still remain who I am? Can I stand on what I stand on despite that? Yes, you should be able to. You can. All you got to do is pay attention and be led, spirit led, instead of led with your eyes and led with your feelings. Because your feelings are wavering. They're gonna go up and down. But what you see is what you see. If a person is not being authentic, then you have to discern that accordingly. People do that all the time. They got authentic people and you got performers. And then they try to present themselves as if they are authentic, and they're not. They are performing. They are playing a role, and they want you to be a part of the role that they're playing. They want to use you as an extra in their movie. No, 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 no. Here at the Mailroom Network, we don't play them games. You did. Yo, hey, yo, I hope you enjoyed the show. This has been, man, this show, I enjoyed doing this today. It's been, yo, authenticity versus performance. You tell the difference. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in to Coffee and Conversation with Tay Biz on the Mailroom Network. Again, all of our information is right here in front of you. We're going to leave it up. And then you take care. Listen, until next time, we're gonna have a next week. We're gonna be right back 10 o'clock every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Time. Listen, we're gonna have a nice little show. We're gonna do some things next week. We're gonna have some more coffee, man, some more coffee, some more conversation. All right. So until then, yo, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your friends and family. Listen, have faith. Treasure family, enjoy friends, and remember to keep your coffee and your conversations going. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.